Hello my friends, this is Jeannie. Welcome back. If you are new to my channel, welcome. I want to share with you a journal that I recently finished. As you can guess, it is Raggedy Ann and Andy themed. I have been working on this journal for a good long while. Not continuously, but anytime I had some free time, I did sit down and work on the journal. And as it happens, one foot in front of the other, you do eventually reach your final destination. And so I did finally finish the journal, and this is what it looks like. I will do a flip through with you in a few, but before I do, let me quickly share with you the supplies I use. Well, the main supplies I use to make the journal. For the covers, I used one of the covers from these Raggedy Ann and Andy books. It's a series of books from the Grow and Learn library. I found these books at my local Savers some time ago. They are from the late 80s, 1988. Yep, 1988. I believe they all are generally from late 80s. I loved the illustrations. I love the colors. Something about it just gave me more of a vintage feel. I don't know, maybe it's just because the colors are so muted, maybe it's the color palette, I don't know what it was, but I like these books and I decided I wanted to use one of them to create the covers. And I also had this. I got this from Diane, the fabulous Diane. She is, her Etsy shop is The Pretty Pink Cottage. She always has fabulous things in her shop, and this was in her shop, and I quickly jumped on it. I was lucky to get it. It is a paper doll set. It is from, I want to say the 70s. Yeah, 1978. And oh, it's just awesome. So what I did when I received it, came with these fabulous dolls, very thick chipboard heavyweight dolls, and all of the outfits for each of the dolls. I scanned the two dolls so that I can make copies and basically have enough dolls so that I had basically a doll for every outfit. They didn't have to share. And the reason I did that is so that I can use the dolls in my books, because my plan was to use these dolls and their cute outfits. Look how cute these outfits are. There's so many, you guys. I'm not even going to go through all of them, but there are a lot of cute outfits here. I wanted to use the dolls to make belly bands in books. They would be the belly bands, right? And my thought was that if I use magnets, I can make it so that the dolls were belly bands, but their outfits were removable. Hope that makes sense. You'll see it because I actually did it, and I thought it turned out really, really cute. Some things I would do differently in hindsight, but you know, when you do it for the first time, you learn. So these two items were pretty much the foundation or the springboard for my journal, and from there it was all just use everything I had in my stash that worked with the books. So let me share with you the journal. The first thing you notice is that the journal is actually significantly smaller than the actual book itself. Check out the book. Here's my journal. So you can see there's a size difference, a significant size difference between the book and the journal. And that is because I cut the cover down to a more manageable size. I wanted my journal to be a size where I didn't have to kind of Frankenstein the pages for the signature. I wanted to be able to just take an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper or something close to that size and fold it in half. To cut the book down to size, I used a sharp cutting blade. I believe it was this one. I have so many, but the point is I used a sharp cutting blade and a metal ruler. That was it. Basically just made sure I drew some straight lines on the cover, front and back, followed that, and just went from there. It did leave me with some raw edges, as you can imagine. You know, when you cut the book, you expose those raw edges, but that was easily taken care of by wrapping either fabric or paper around the raw edges so you don't even see them. So yes, cutting it down was a little bit of work, and covering the raw edges, you just had to be deliberate in the placement of certain, you know, papers and fabrics, but it's well worth it to me, and it's definitely less work than trying to Frankenstein some papers together to fit a journal this size. Here is my journal. I am so happy with the way it turned out. Super cute. Here's the front. Here's the side. It's a very simple little dangly charm on the spine. And here's the back. So once I cut the cover down to a more manageable size and created a spine, I just used paper. This is paper, scraps of fabric, some jean material, and some lace trim. Here we have some rickrack. I think this might even, no, that's not washi tape. I thought I used washi tape, but that's just another scrap of fabric. Just basically put scraps together and place them so that they covered the raw edges, and just so that it looked really pretty. And it was aesthetically pleasing to the eye. More importantly, I did not want to purchase anything new for these journals. For this journal, I just used whatever was in my stash. And because I didn't have the right type of fabric to cover the spine, I originally did paper, which is the first time really I used paper, I think, that I can remember, to cover a spine. And I think the mistake I made there was that the paper was a little thick, so I did get some cracking in some sections and not others, which was kind of weird. But anywhere I got cracking, I did just go over it with some fabric to kind of repair that. And then just to break up this pattern, because there was just a huge block of it here, I used this jean material. I also used the jean material to hide the stitching from the signatures, just because I wanted a cleaner look, and it just feels nice. And also a good opportunity to use the jean fabric. I added a little ring fastener up here, and like I said, a very simple dangly charm that was in my stash. I basically found a ball chain and attached a couple of charms to it. I was a little hesitant about the pink at first, but then realized that the pink is picks up a little bit on the pink that's right here. And then this is it was some kind of flat back embellishment, beautiful rose or flower. I don't know necessarily that that's a rose, but it kind of looks like one to me. And I used it because it's the same peachy color as the cover. So I think all the colors work well. And the back, I didn't do too much to the cover on the back because I did want to keep this. I didn't want to cover any of this. I did use a journal kit. And of course, I don't remember the name of it. I've had it in my stash for a little bit and finally decided to just print it and let's get this journal going. The journal set included pages and some ephemera. I think the ephemera was postcards and tags, and you'll see them throughout the book. Super cute little set. I did add some lace trim to each of the signatures, mostly to kind of disguise the fact that some of the pages were sticking out past the covers of each signature, and I did not want to trim them down, and also because it just looks pretty. So it serves two purposes. I also used pages from some of the different readers. I used scraps of those pages to embellish pockets. Like in this case, I had this library pocket. I used a scrap from one of the book pages to cover the front of the pocket, added some lace, a nice little accent flower there. Very pretty. This is avocado dyed paper. I have, oh, I didn't share with you the stamps. I have these Raggedy Ann and Andy stamps that I use to embellish some of the pages. You'll see them throughout the book. Here is that paper doll, or one of the paper dolls, and let me grab a tag or something. This is what I mean when I say I wanted to create kind of like a belly band, so I could put or store anything I want there. So anywhere in the journal where you see one of these dolls, it's a belly band. I just glued the top and the bottom onto the page and quick little belly band. And then what I did was I added some magnets to both dolls so that their little outfit, see that, was removable. Super cute. Nice. Now, if I had thought this through a little better, what I would have done was placed the magnets on each of the dolls in the same spot so that you can change the outfits around. Like I can take the outfit from this little Andy doll and switch it with the outfit of the Andy doll in the other signature, but I didn't. I placed the little magnets in each of the outfits in different places, just depending on the shape of the outfit. And as soon as I was done doing that, it just hit me. You should have placed them in the same exact spot on each of the dolls so that you can move around the outfits and the magnets will still line up. But still, super cute. Here is a tag that I made using one of the pages from the book. And again, I just used the jean material whenever I could. In this case, I used it as a tab. I did some stitching. Rare is the day. Rare is the day I do stitching on anything just because I don't have the patience for it. But I took the time here to do some zigzag stitching. Again, more pages from the book. This is some handmade paper. I used the jean material to create tabs, some bulb pins, and some little charms just to accent the little tabs. The tabs are stapled on using my Tim Holtz tiny attacher. There's a pocket. This little tag, I do believe, was part of the kit. I had some sari silk in different colors, so I just used that to add a little pop of color there. Here's the stamp. One of them anyway. But it's a beautiful kit. There might be two kits here. I'm not too sure. I'll have to look. Any kit I used, I will link down below. In the center of each signature is an envelope that I made using some of the book pages. And I decorated the envelopes with different scraps of fabric from my stash. Here's a little cluster. I think this little cluster right here is one that I received from this fabric cluster I received from Diane. I have quite a few fabric clusters and fabric flips that Diane was so kind to gift to me. I hoard them. But I'm trying to be better about using them in my projects, so that's what I decided to do. I use them in my projects. Have a cute little applique here. I have quite a few appliques throughout the book that I decided to use. Here is one of the, again, pages from the book. I basically just lined it on the other side with an area where I can write. Did some stitching, rounded the corners. Kept it super simple because it was just such a pretty page. The images were too big to use in the book by themselves, but there were some pages where I was able to kind of fold in half and create a little writing spot with. And then I have these paper clips. You'll see them throughout the book and with different shapes. They're really cute. So I thought it'd be a fun way to get them, to use them, and also have some fun little embellishments at the top. Do you see that? We have a flower, a heart, and a star. I don't know if you can see them, but they're there. You can always attach anything to that. More charms, maybe. Here is a wonderful little fabric flip that was given to me by Diane. And I attached a little safety pin and a little flower charm to it because, you know, why not? So pretty. I love these little interactive elements. Super pretty. Here is Raggedy Ann. Again, a tuck spot. And again, I use magnets to attach her little outfit to her so that I can do that. I used some of the postcards to create pockets. That was the first signature. Here's the second signature. Here's Raggedy Cat. So cute. I fussy cut this from one of the books just because I felt that the front of this particular signature needed something more. Another library pocket that I decorated using a book page. Added a little bit of a scrap piece of lace trim and a little flower applique there. Library card. I love these bright library cards. I do believe I got those from Diane as well. She may still have some of those sets in her shop. Another tag. Some sari silk at the top. Look at this cute little sailor outfit. How cute. And he has a little hat too. So fun. Here's another one of those tabs made using jean material. I was really determined and motivated to use just items from my stash, my friends. I have such a large collection of just beautiful, wonderful things, and I keep saving them for someday. But you know, I'm kind of tired of that someday mentality. I'm becoming a bigger and bigger fan of the day one mentality. So I am going to start using some of my most favorite, most cherished items in projects, because if not now, when? When? So you'll see them in more and more of my projects, because I went through and I pulled out all of my favorite things, and I'm just starting to use more and more and more of them. Here's the center of the second signature, and this is another one of those envelopes I created using a page from the book. Isn't this cute? It's Raggedy Ann and Andy, Raggedy Dog. Some jean material. This I got from one of the books. Some little flower appliques. Isn't this pretty? So pretty. Again, different trims, scraps of fabric. I believe the little fabric cluster here was also from Diane. I just added that little flower applique to it. Oh no, her clothes are coming off. There we go. Cute little picnic outfit with her little hat. Super cute. How many magnets did I add to this hat? Just one. Apparently, there we go. There we go. Apparently I should have added 2. Still works though. Here's another one of those book pages. Awesome. Raggedy Ann, Raggedy Andy, Raggedy Cat, and Raggedy Dog. And this one I lined with coffee dye paper. Here's another little fabric flip by Diane. And I added a little safety pin and another little flower. Isn't that pretty? So pretty. Another pocket here. Some more sari silk. And then here's the final signature. I do feel like it needs something here, but I haven't found anything yet, so we'll leave it like that for now. Another pocket. Love this applique here. It's like this big, beautiful bow. Another fabulous little outfit. Here I used a fussy cut image of Raggedy Dog from one of the books to create a pocket. He was just so cute. Look at him napping. And basically for each of the tabs I did a ball pin with some coordinating little beads and a little feather charm. Look at his little lunchbox. He's so cute. Raggedy Dog and Raggedy Cat. Love this fabric flip. Another pin. It's a little flower. So pretty. It's cute little details like that that just make me smile. And then for the back of the last signature, I had this taller envelope that I made. So I decided to adhere it. I stuck the flap onto the paper so you can flip this up and put something in there. Just thought it was different. I also wanted to use the envelope. And also I ran out of postcards, so I didn't have another postcard to make a pocket. So I had to make do, and that's how I made do. And here's the inside of the back cover. And that is my journal. I'm so happy that I finally took the time to make this journal. Like I said, it's been on my someday list for a good long while, and I'm trying to tackle that list one day at a time. Thank you, my friends, for watching. I so appreciate you. And I will catch you all in my next video, my friends. Until next time. Bye-bye.